Well, welcome along, and a good Sunday lunchtime to you all. You're listening to this month's Wellbeing Space. And this month we'll be looking at something we all do, and it never changes, and that's breathing. Yes, we'll be listening to our breath and a series of programs from Jay Shetty. We've got clips from Bradgate Park and the English Channel down in the Isle of Wight. And we'll be listening to Julie Smith, and she'll be looking at how to build good habits and make them stick. So we've got music and chat and lots of water to help you along. If you've not listened to this before, it's a series of programs I'm going to put together, and we'll give it a go how we go, looking at well-being. I've tried to make them into 10-minute segments so you can listen to little segments and pick out which is relevant for you, and with the hope that you'll do it on your own. There's lots and lots of help online to help us with our well-being. We live busy lives, all of us, bringing up families and working 100%. So we really need chance to actually learn how to look after our bodies and in a well-being sort of spirit. So on we go with this month's program, and we're looking at the calmness that we all try to get, but unfortunately it's the storms of life that are opposing what we do. So I put together some real water music, if you like. It's not Handel's water music, you're okay, but I put together, it's the English Channel, it's quite rough, and in it I've tried to put some nice relaxing music to make the point. Let's see how we go. Right, next we'll be listening to Dr. Julie Smith, and she'll be talking to us about how to build in habits, good habits. So we'll listen to the introduction first of all.
Have trouble breaking old habits and making new ones stick? Do your resolutions become a distant memory by week 2 of the new year? I'm Dr. Julie Smith, a clinical psychologist and author, and just about everyone I've ever worked with has struggled with habit formation. Why is this so common? Well, imagine your brain is like a jungle. For every single thing you do, your brain has to make neural connections between different areas. So when you try something new, it takes a lot of conscious effort to carve out that new pathway. And if you don't keep using it regularly, the pathway gets overgrown again. You have to work hard to clear it back. But if you repeat that new action on a regular basis, the pathway becomes well trodden. After enough time, that pathway becomes so well used that you no longer need to really even think about it. Your brain automates it for you. It becomes habitual. But one of the reasons that getting to that stage is so difficult is this. When you are under stress, you may not have the capacity to put in the conscious effort necessary for your new goals. So your brain takes the path of least resistance, which tends to be the old habits with those well-trodden pathways. Simply understanding the process of habit change in this way can help us to move through the most challenging early stages of effort so we can maintain the habit for long enough for it to become established as just another part of our routine. And the best news of all, you don't have to do this perfectly. You can always start up again if you've fallen off. I have worked with many, many people on making change, and never in my whole career have I seen it happen in a smooth, upward trajectory. What I do see is many people hitting a roadblock and then telling themselves they have failed and should give up altogether. They assume they are back at the start line and all the effort so far has been for nothing. But here's the thing. You cannot undo the progress you have made and the lessons you've learned so far. When you get back on track, you do so with all of that intact. So let's start wherever you are. Whether you're trying something completely new or getting back on track after falling off once, twice, or multiple times. The sessions you'll find in this program offer many different lines of attack. We'll go through simple, practical tools that you can use starting at this very moment to connect more deeply with the values that drive you. You'll learn how to persist when the going gets tough and how to get back on track when you lose momentum. Some of the sessions might work better for you than others, and that's just fine. You can focus on the ones that support you and also come back to them anytime you need a boost. Okay, let's go make some new pathways.
So let's get on to part 1 of building good habits.
Have you ever felt ambivalent about change? You know that feeling of wanting to make healthier habits, but at the same time, not wanting to? Well, if the answer is yes, then you're in the right place. In this session, we'll go through a series of questions to help you get clarity on the changes you want to make so that you can align with what drives you and improve your chances of success. The beauty of this session is that nobody is here to convince you to change according to their agenda. I'm not an expert on your life, but you are. So try to be as honest with yourself as possible. As I ask you each question, take your time to explore your answer in detail. You can even pause the audio and write it down if you'd like. In fact, that's a good option that allows you to keep hold of some of the points that you come up with. Now, let's bring to mind a change that you've been wanting to make, or something you've started but have fallen off track from. I recognize that you must feel strongly about this change to be engaging in this session. So the first question is, why are you considering this change, even though it might not feel easy at times? If you've not made this change yet, what is it costing you? Cost might not be just money, but depending on your problem, it might be health or quality of life, relationships, mental well-being, or satisfaction in life. If you continue to keep things as they are and don't make this change, what would that mean for you in the future? Even if it's hard, try your best to be as honest with yourself as possible. And now, let's turn that around. What does not making this change give you in the here and now? What is the payoff to keeping things as they are? Okay, next, let's fast forward to the future. Imagine you have successfully made this change. You decided it was worthwhile and you sustained it. How would that benefit your life? See if you can think of all the benefits it will have for you and maybe even your loved ones. When you visualize yourself making the change happen, what are the things you'll say yes to and things you'll say no to in order to make and sustain that change? What hurdles do you expect to face? How would you navigate them? And lastly, what wisdom and knowledge do you already possess that you can use to help you move forward in this direction? Okay, now let's take all these considerations and see if you can come up with a few specifics that will help to make the change happen. How will you make it more achievable? Are there ways you could make your expectations more realistic, given the other pressures in your life? For example, if you want to exercise every day, but on certain days there is too much pressure on time, could you swap the gym for a 10-minute walk around the block between meetings? How do you realistically fit this change into your current life? Maybe there's even a step you can take right now. For example, if you're trying to include more relaxation in your daily routine, this might mean taking a few deep breaths just after you finish this session today. So, as we come to the end here, let's just acknowledge something. To be really, truly honest with yourself in this way is not nearly as easy as it sounds. It can be very uncomfortable, and the urge is often to avoid it. So if you persisted through this session and you have found some new clarity on the direction you want to move in, then give yourself some credit. And as you move forward, feel free to return to this session as often as you like. Great work today.
Waves, I've known that you were there. I only had to find out where. We have our own ways, our own signs to follow. With different roads that lead us home, home, home.
Right, that was Alive Again from Emma Hewitt. Last month, if you listened last month, and you can pick it up off Facebook, it's still there. I put out some programs about breathing, and it's something that you and I can get into quite simply into well-being. You don't need a lot of time. You can give yourself 5 minutes or 10 minutes or even less if you want. All you need is a chair and somewhere to relax. I don't think it has to be quiet, really, because you can listen to your breathing and it becomes help. It's a great way to get into well-being. So I picked some programs out from Jay Shetty, and he introduces simple basic ideas about breathing and the idea behind it. So let's give it a listen, and I hope you get into it.
Today's goal is to get back in touch with the most essential thing in the world. Now, I'm not talking about your Instagram account. I'm talking about inhales and exhales. Breathing life. These next 7 minutes are about you, your breath, and how it can be used to manage your emotions. I'm Jay Shetty. Welcome to the Daily J. And let's begin with that breath. Let's get centered. Big breath in and big breath out. How about going even a little bigger this time? In and out. One more. And out we go. The breath is the foundation of life. Yet how often do we take it for granted? Going about our days forgetting that everything we do is possible because our body just continues to breathe. There's actually a way to be mindful of your breath, to think about it differently, that can transform your life. It's something I learned on my very first day of monk school. I was kind of in between my old life and my new one. I was in an ashram in Mumbai, committed to becoming a monk, but I hadn't yet started down the path. I'd shaved my head, but I wasn't yet wearing my robes. I felt like a fish out of water. I'm sure I looked like a fish out of water. But this was where I wanted to be, and my curiosity outweighed my anxiety. So I was wandering down the long hallway of the main building, past classrooms on either side, and I came across a child monk teaching a group of younger kids. It was incredible. He must have been like 10 years old, and his students were like 5. I observed them for a while from a distance, and I noticed that the teacher had this incredible aura about him, a sense of poise and confidence way beyond his years. When the class was over, I went up to him and asked what he had just taught his students. Turns out it was their first class ever. He explained that the first thing they had taught is how to breathe, because that's the only thing that stays with you from the moment you're born till the moment you die. All your friends, your family, the country you live in, all of that can change. The one thing that stays with you is your breath. It's also an indicator of your emotional state. When you get stressed, what changes? Your breath. When you get angry, what changes? Your breath. As he told it, we experience every emotion with the change of the breath. When you learn to manage your breath, you can navigate any situation in life. Wow. I was mind blown. I had meditated before, and I had some vague understanding of the power of the breath, but I had never heard it articulated like that. How often do we get worked up, losing ourselves in spirals of negative thoughts or emotions? How often do we spring into action, or really reaction, without any idea of our end goal? How often do we say things we don't want to say or do things we don't want to do? Fortunately, a few deep, mindful breaths can always help reset your system and regulate your fight or flight response, allowing you to make decisions with more composure and clarity. And with our final couple minutes together, let's put these lessons into practice. Let's breathe. So get comfortable wherever you are, settling into your body and into this moment. Letting go of any tension. Sometimes I like to roll my shoulders a little or stretch my neck. Close your eyes if you want, or leave them open. This is your experience. And let's take a deeper breath here. Fully in and fully out. Now just breathe as you would naturally. No focus, no force. And gently try bringing your attention to the specific sensations of breathing. Feeling the cool, fresh air entering your nostrils on an inhale. Feeling the body expand with oxygen. Feeling the sense of release when you exhale all the way. And now, let's open it up. As you go through your day, maybe you can find little in-between moments to bring this type of attention to your breath, like waiting for your tea to boil, or even just tying your shoes. Going forward, when you start to lose control, try pausing for a second and taking a few deep breaths before reacting. I promise you, this will make a genuine impact. Now, before we say goodbye, let's take one more conscious breath together. Inhaling gratitude for the life force that sustains us, and exhaling a thank you for always being there.
I hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know if there's anything you do to enhance your well-being. Please let me know. But my thanks go to Jay Sheedy, to Dr. Julia Smith, and to Emma Hewitt, and to you for listening. I'll be back next month with some more. We'll see really how this develops. I put a format together, but it's no good if you don't like it or you are not listening. As I say, take out the segments that you like and improve on them, because that's what you can do. I can't do it for you. I can only just put these up and what works for me. One mantra that does work for me and might help you too when you're starting a new project or a new job or anything, or you're applying for a new job, it's this: if it excites you and scares you at the same time, it probably means you should do it.
Thanks for this beautiful day you've spent with me. Now I get what you're all about. Going through life with a smile. Show me how you lose yourself in whatever you do. How do you think it's alright, even in the darkest night? Now I wanna see you again, so we can love every day as if it's our last one. Nothing to care for, just you and I. Wanna know how we can say it all, just one night. It's easy if we try. Now love every day like it was the last one. Just you and I being here right now. Now hold me once, no, just hold me twice for tonight. Thanks for your beautiful smile. Ooh, thanks for your beautiful